Hello and welcome. Not in the cellar today, I am just above the cellar and we are looking at the modifications we did to the entrance of the cellar and also the entrance of the building. So I'm gonna show you the original situation, and what we wanted to do at first was move the door on the other side to put it in line with our hallway, and also have the door not open just above the cellar entrance because it was quite dangerous. And pretty easy thing to do, except that we are in protected area. So everything we wanted to do had to be approved by some government architect and the city. Our building is not strictly classified, but we are really close to some other classified building. So we needed to have a pretty strict guideline to follow. And in the end, it was back and forth between our architect and the government architect. And they landed on this 18th century design for the doors. So this is a visualization of what we agreed to do. And also, in the meantime, the contractors that did the concrete floor in the cellar found that the slab of concrete that was on top of the cellar at the entrance was quite weak. So since I was to remove the entrance of the building, it seemed like a good idea to do this at the same time. It was a bit tricky to synchronize the two companies, but in the end it worked out. And so now everything is finished. So I will show you some in-progress videos that I took. So the very first step was to build the scaffolding in the cellar that will be used to support the forms of the new concrete slab. So it went quite easy. And then the woodworkers came and they removed the old door, the glass pane, etc. And they built also a temporary door in the hallway so we could be safe during all the work. We stayed that way for a couple of weeks, so it was quite useful. So next, the destruction of the old slab, and we can see that originally it was poured right onto the wood floor, the wood boards, and we can see that it's really not that thick. It's like an inch, a couple centimeters thick. So yeah, it was really weak, and it's a really good thing that we did that and took the time to have something way more sturdier. So what I wanted to do was to have two entrances to the cellar, two trap doors, one in front of the new door and the other one, the bigger one, on the side. I wanted to keep something right in front of the door because it's really useful to pass heavy things, and along all the work I did in the cellar and other people did was really useful to have the trapdoor in front of the door, so I wanted to keep that in place. So this is after the pour. All in all, it took the contractors a few days to do all that. It wasn't a huge project for them. It was a bit tricky to keep the ground at the same level that it was originally, and keep everything tight. So there was a bit of back and forth between the contractor for the slab and the woodworkers, just to make sure that the door would still fit with the new slab. So this is the frame of the door. It took the woodworkers quite some time to marry it to the original structure of the building, because it's not really straight or level, and there's quite a bit of height, so it was quite a job to do that. So all in all, I'd say the door install took a week, something like that. And here it is with every panel added. And after the door was installed, I wanted to clean the stairs and redo all the joints, because as you can see, it's a bit of a mismatch of concrete patches, and it wasn't super pretty. And also I suspected that it was leaking a bit. So I applied what I learned during the cellar, and I redid all the joints with lime. Also, there was a big hole in here that I wanted to clean. So yeah, it took me 2 days to do that, and I was annoyed by those flies. I think they were attracted by the wetness of the ground of the mortar, and they ended up digging holes into the joints, which I had to repatch after. But in the end, I'm really happy with the results. I think for me anyway, it looks nice. It's a bit contrasty with other concrete stairs in the street, but yeah, it looks nice. We'll see how it fares in the winter, if it cracks or not. I had to work in the heat, so it dried rather quickly, especially compared with the cellar. But yeah, we'll see in a year or so. So the last part was to paint the door. So I was a bit apprehensive to do it at first, but it's one of those things that when you start doing it and you get better and better along the course of the project. So it went okay, even painting on the ladder on the outside. And this is the final result. So it's, yeah, we are very happy with the result. It's a big improvement compared with the old door. It's way safer, it's more practical, there is more functionality embedded into the project. So yeah, it was a long wait of 3 years between hiring an architect and now. But happy it's done, and now we can work on other parts of the house. So this will be it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.